Hi everybody! I wanted to do a video today about the dangers of overpricing and 5 reasons why you really don't want to overprice. And I want to start out by saying that there's really only one person that determines what your house is worth, and that is the buyer. They have all the power. It doesn't matter what, the realtor says. It doesn't matter what your neighbor says. Doesn't matter how much money you want to pull out of the house. None of that matters. The housing market is going to determine what your home is worth, and what the buyer is willing to pay is what your house is worth. So you really have to understand that important metric from the get-go. And after you've got that straight, the next thing to understand is that you really don't want to overprice. There are so many reasons why and so many negative repercussions that happen if you do overprice. Number one, when you price too high, you generally will get fewer showings. Today's buyers, they have lots of information available to them. They can go online and quickly see that, if everything in your neighborhood is selling for $325, but you've decided to go way high at $350, then they might not even come. And that's a big problem. If you're not getting showings, then you're not getting offers and you're not getting your house sold. So it's really important that you not price too high to where you don't even get buyers coming to see it. The second problem is that when you overprice, you're going to get very long days on market. So for example, let's say in your neighborhood the average is 30 days. You've priced way too high and now you're at 90 days, 3 times longer than it typically takes a house to sell. Well, when I show property as a buyer's agent, the first question that the buyers ask me is, how long has this been on the market? They always want to know that. And if I say, oh, it's been on the market 90 days and the average in that neighborhood is 30 days, they immediately think, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with this house? Do some research. They have a negative perception already because, why hasn't this house sold? That's what they always think. And you don't want buyers to have a negative perception of your house. That's not, putting your home's best foot forward. So those are the first 2 reasons. The third reason is it is very difficult to have your home in the market. If you've got little kids that need to get to bed at a certain time, or they're on a nap schedule, or you've got pets that you've got to manage showings, it's really hard to keep your house immaculately clean and, vacate the house all the time for showings. Do you really want to do that for weeks or months? I can tell you it gets extremely stressful and it's not fun to do that. Most people would rather get their home on the market, get it sold in a few weeks, or at least by the average in your neighborhood, not for months and months. So that's another reason. Number 4 on the list is a lot of times when you overprice, you end up pushing yourself into a not the ideal time of year to sell. So let's say, for example, you do list at a good time. You list in spring. But because you overpriced, now several months have gone by, you're still on, for sale, you haven't sold yet, and you pushed yourself into September or October, which are much more difficult times of year to sell. So you want to make sure that, you capture the best time of year and that you sell in the optimum selling month versus overpricing and going to make it a lot harder for yourself. Lastly, I've done research, and from the research I've done, when you overprice, you typically end up getting less for the house. A lot of times sellers will start at a really high price and then they'll do insignificant price reductions. Let's say they're at $350, then they'll go down to $349, like by $1,000. That doesn't really do anything. Then maybe if another month goes by, they'll go down by $5,000. Then maybe 2 months go down and they'll finally do a meaningful price reduction of like $10,000. But by that time, so much time has gone by. And, with long days on market, a lot of times, buyers will send low offers. Like I was saying before, they think something's wrong with the house, and they also think you're starting to get desperate. They know that typically homes in your neighborhood sell in 30 days, but you're now at 90 days, so they're going to send you a low ball offer. I see that all the time with homes that are, on the market for a long time. And as a buyer's agent, if I see that a home's been on the market for a long time, I'm not going to offer anywhere near list price. I'm going to recommend we go pretty low because obviously it's been on the market all this time and it hasn't sold, so their price is too high. So I really hope that these tips helped you guys. I always want to get my clients the best and highest price. That's my number 1 priority. So we are in this together. We are a team, but you have to follow the market and you have to not overprice, because doing that will set you up for failure, which I don't want to happen to you. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.